Welcome to the madhouse! Let's make some chaos! The monster is here to play!
Ah, welcome back, you quiet gravitational event disguised as a human being. You, yes you, the one whose presence reshapes the behavior of an entire room without even adjusting your posture. The one who walks into a grocery store and accidentally starts a psychological symposium in aisle 3. The one whose silence rings louder in people's minds than their own thoughts. Today, we address the uncomfortable truth people have been whispering about but don't dare articulate fully. The truth that keeps tightening their throats whenever you appear. The truth they're finally starting to compute with the slowness of outdated machinery, facing a system update they never asked for. You have a lot of eyes on you right now, and those eyes are not casual. They are studying, scanning, decoding, recalculating, because people are deeply curious about you, almost biologically compelled to be. They're trying to understand why someone who moves so quietly ends up dominating so loudly in their internal equations. They keep catching themselves watching you longer than intended, wondering why your existence drags their attention like gravity dragging light. They pretend they're minding their business, but their nervous systems know better. Their glances keep betraying them. Their breathing patterns shift when you pass. Their voice pitch changes when they speak to you. Their subconscious reacts before their ego can interfere. You are the stimulus their systems were not calibrated for. It's not even that you're doing anything dramatic. You're simply carrying yourself in a way that exposes the imbalance in everyone else. Your presence is economic, efficient, precise. You waste nothing, not words, not movements, not attention. And humans, in their naturally chaotic inefficiency, feel a strange combination of confusion and envy when they encounter someone who operates with that level of internal order. They stare because you're living proof that discipline can be aesthetic. They stare because your confidence isn't loud, it's accurate. They stare because something in your energy says, I know who I am, and I don't need your permission slips to exist. People are obsessed with the mystery of you. They feel the edges of your story, but never the full manuscript. You don't overshare. You don't spill your doubts into public spaces. You don't perform vulnerability to gain sympathy points. You move with a self-contained rhythm that makes people question whether you were built in the same factory as them. Even your silence feels intentional, like it was engineered rather than accidental. And humans, who survive on noise to drown their insecurities, don't know how to decode someone who can sit in silence and still dominate the psychological airspace. The curiosity you generate isn't the superficial kind. It's the kind that grows teeth. You provoke internal questions in people about themselves, and they hate that. They hate that they can't figure out why they're drawn to you. They hate that your energy disrupts their autopilot scripts. They hate that your neutrality feels like judgment even though you never said a word. They hate that standing next to you feels like standing next to a mirror they didn't ask to look into. You're not intimidating by force. You're intimidating by accuracy. That's what makes the attention so intense. People aren't watching you the way they watch trends. They're watching you the way scientists watch unexplained phenomena, fascinated, threatened, and praying. It doesn't expose their flawed hypotheses. And the funniest part is, you didn't ask for any of this. You're not out here campaigning for eyes or performing for an audience. This attention isn't something you hunted. It's something you triggered by existing. Because your existence carries an algorithm people aren't familiar with. You're not chaotic, You're controlled. You're not reactive. You're responsive. You're not loud. You're undeniably present. In a world of emotional spillage and performative persona switching, you are the equivalent of a well-written equation. Clean, concise, impossible to misread. And that's why they stare. They're trying to solve you the way someone tries to decode a foreign language after realizing it might hold the secret to their own. But they don't realize you didn't come here to be solved. You came here to be witnessed. People are curious about your movements because your movements are intentional. You walk into a room and create a shift without needing theatrics. You adjust your posture, and suddenly, someone rethinks their posture. You simply exist, and someone reconsiders their entire identity. You don't even try. It's just that your presence reveals the structural flaws in others. You expose their insecurities by embodying what they pretend to be. That's why the eyes keep multiplying. That's why you feel the weight of observation on your back these days. Some eyes admire you, some envy you, some resent you, some desire you, some fear you. But almost all of them are trying to understand you. There's something about the way you carry yourself, something calm, something composed, something that says you've survived storms silently and came out with a clarity they didn't know was possible. You look like someone who has been tested and found unbreakable. You move like someone who no longer seeks permission to take up space. And that terrifies people who rely on external validation just to feel alive. Your independence makes their dependencies louder. Your strength makes their fragility echo. Your stability makes their chaos shake. They want to know why you are the way you are. They want to know what shaped your calm confidence. They want to know what forged your quiet intensity. They want to know why your eyes look like they've seen things the world isn't ready to talk about. They want to know how you can walk with both softness and danger at the same time. They want to know how you mastered the skill of being noticeable without trying. They want to know why they can't look away even when they pretend not to care. You have become the psychological cliffhanger in their story. The irony is that your glow isn't new. It's just finally visible to them. You were shining long before they ever noticed. It's just that now the world is quieter and your energy is louder. Life stripped away the noise around you, and what's left is a version of you too undeniable to ignore. You've shed the past, dropped dead weights, released old narratives, and walked out of emotional graves without announcing your resurrection. And now, people can't stop staring, because you look like someone who finally reclaimed every piece of themselves. Your evolution is visible, it's energetic, it's magnetic. People don't know how to articulate it, but they can feel it. They can feel the difference in your aura. They can feel the shift in your presence. They can feel the fierceness beneath your calm. They can feel the discipline beneath your peace. They can feel the confidence beneath your silence. You're not a mystery because you hide. You're a mystery because you emanate. And here's the twist. Curiosity comes with projection. People who admire you project aspiration. People who envy you project insecurity. People who fear you project their own shadows. People who desire you project fantasy. People who resent you project their regret. Every eye on you isn't seeing you. They're seeing the version of you that threatens or inspires, the version of themselves they've been avoiding. Your existence is a psychological trigger, a wake-up call, a disruption in their internal script. You expose unhealed places simply by breathing. That's why some people look at you with admiration wrapped in confusion. Others look at you with envy wrapped in denial. Others look at you with respect wrapped in fear. They're all trying to understand why you unsettle something in them, why your presence rearranges their emotional furniture, why your energy forces them to confront what they've avoided. You don't speak much, but people swear your silence has tone. You don't brag, but they swear your aura flexes. You don't compete, but they swear you're winning. And maybe that's the real reason people can't stop watching you. You live in a way that suggests you know something they don't. You move with a certainty they can't fake. You navigate with an inner compass they never learned to calibrate. Your confidence doesn't announce itself. It radiates. That alone drives people insane. They want to know what you know. They want to feel what you feel. They want to carry themselves the way you do, effortlessly, precisely, powerfully. Watching you triggers evolution in people, but evolution is uncomfortable, and uncomfortable things get stared at. People study you the way researchers study anomalies, with fascination, caution, and silent panic. You disrupt their equations. You challenge their assumptions. You disturb their comfort zones. And they don't know whether to thank you or avoid you. It's almost amusing how they swarm around the mystery without knowing how to handle the truth. They orbit your energy like celestial bodies desperate for gravity. They act unaffected, but internally, you're the shadow in every thought they try to outrun. And now, more eyes are appearing. People you don't know. People you've never spoken to. People who heard about you from people who can't stop talking about you. They analyze the way you stand. They interpret the way you speak. They decode the way you move. They assign meaning to every breath you take. They've turned you into a psychological algorithm to obsess over. Not because you asked for attention, but because you became impossible to ignore. Even the ones who say they don't like you watch you the most. Even the ones pretending you don't affect them carry the weight of your presence in their posture. They look for flaws to soothe their insecurity. They look for cracks to justify their envy. They look for weaknesses to rewrite their internal narrative. But every time they search for something to diminish you, they end up confronting the parts of themselves they abandoned. Your existence is their accountability. The attention you're attracting right now is just the surface of a deeper truth. People are recalibrating themselves around you. They're adjusting their behavior in your presence, altering their tone, changing their pace, modifying their expressions. They don't even realize they're doing it. Their subconscious adjusts first. It always does. Your energy sets the atmospheric pressure. And this is where things get interesting. Because when the atmosphere changes, so do the biological responses. People don't just notice you, they react to you. It happens involuntarily, like a reflex triggered before the mind can rationalize it. You walk into a room, and someone straightens their spine without knowing why. Someone else lowers their voice because suddenly their tone feels too loud next to your calm. Another person starts fidgeting with their clothes, their posture, their hair, micro-adjustments that betray the psychological tremor running beneath their rehearsed composure. You don't confront them, you don't correct them, you don't even acknowledge them. Yet their nervous systems behave like you're the gravitational center, the axis around which their behavior rotates. People are deeply curious about you because you have become the unexpected variable in their emotional equations. They thought they understood the social dynamics of their environment, who dominates, who shrinks, who blends in. Then you arrive with an energy they were never trained to interpret. You don't play the roles they expected. You don't seek validation, yet validation seeks you. You don't chase attention, yet attention chases you. You don't insert yourself into conversations, Conversations shift around you as if they need your presence to feel complete. And that disruption forces people to confront a truth they've avoided their entire lives. Someone can command a room without commanding anything at all. That unnerves them more than the most dominant voice in the room ever could. Loud people are predictable. Performers are predictable. Ego-driven individuals are predictable. But someone who carries themselves with controlled power, silent certainty, and internal stability, that is unpredictable, that is dangerous. That is the type of person the human psyche watches closely, not out of fear of harm, but fear of revelation. You reveal things indirectly. You reveal what people lack. You reveal what people pretend to be. You reveal what people wish they were brave enough to embody. This is why the eyes have multiplied. This is why the curiosity has taken on a life of its own. People are not just curious about you. They're curious about what their reaction to you says about them. And the most intriguing part is how deeply it affects them, that you don't seem concerned with any of this. You're not bending your energy to please, impress, or placate anyone. You're not adjusting your identity to fit their expectations. You're not performing self-awareness to make people comfortable. You're simply existing with a level of internal coherence that exposes their lack of it. Your presence is a mirror they never asked for, but cannot look away from. You carry yourself with a type of natural authority that doesn't require announcement. Your calmness feels earned. Your confidence feels cultivated. Your silence feels intentional. People sense the discipline embedded in your posture, the boundaries embedded in your gaze, the self-respect embedded in your aura. They can feel that you've lived through enough to know your worth, and they can feel that you no longer negotiate it. And that is what draws them closer, even when they pretend not to notice you. They wonder how you learned to be this composed. They wonder where you learned to be this patient. They wonder how you developed the emotional intelligence to navigate life without seeking applause or permission. They wonder what you've endured to build this level of quiet resilience. You are the type of person people assume has a story, but not a chaotic one, not a tragic one, not a messy one, a forged one, a refined one. A story written in precision, not pain, even if pain was the ink. And the curiosity deepens because you reveal nothing unless you choose to. People can't predict your motives, your intentions, or your inner world. They can't categorize you because you behave differently than the archetypes their minds default to. You're not trying to impress them, yet they're impressed. You're not trying to attract them, yet they feel magnetized. You're not trying to intimidate them, yet their energy shifts like they've encountered something superior. You strip away the pretense they hide behind, simply by existing in your truth. And then there's the way you navigate spaces. You don't hurry. You don't shrink. You don't hover in the background hoping to be invisible or pretending to be small. You move with deliberate ease, like someone who understands their own tempo and refuses to be rushed or slowed by anyone else's expectations. You don't try to take attention. Attention bends toward you naturally. It contorts itself to match your presence, as if it recognizes you before the people around you consciously do. People are curious about you because you don't carry the social anxiety they've normalized. You don't wear desperation in your eyes. You don't cling to group acceptance the way most do. You stand in rooms like someone who isn't waiting for permission to be there. You stand like someone who could leave at any moment and lose nothing. That energy is rare, and rarity attracts observation. Observation attracts obsession. Obsession attracts projection. And projection becomes a form of involuntary worship from those who don't have the self-awareness to call it what it is. The eyes on you right now are not just curious. They are hungry. Hungry for understanding. Hungry for explanation. Hungry for a blueprint they hope you might accidentally reveal in a gesture, a glance, a breath. They study your body language like it holds the code to a life they wish they were brave enough to build. They watch the way you sit, the way you stand, the way you retreat, the way you advance, the way you listen. They analyze the micro behaviors you don't even notice. They turn your stillness into a philosophy. They turn your silence into a sermon. They turn your composure into a curriculum. And none of this is your doing. It's their reaction to a presence they cannot categorize. You see, people aren't curious because they want to know you. People are curious because they want to know how you became you. They want to know the formula behind someone who exists outside the psychological patterns they've grown comfortable with. They want to know why your energy feels grounded in a way theirs does not. They want to know why your presence shifts the room while theirs blends into the static noise. Your energy disrupts their autopilot. Your calm dismantles their chaos. Your self-possession destabilizes their insecurities. Your quietness forces them to hear themselves. And your boundaries remind them of all the places they abandoned their own. But the real magnetism, the reason the attention is intensifying, is because they sense something evolving in you. They sense that you are stepping into a new tier of your identity, and they don't want to miss the moment. People can feel when someone is crossing thresholds, leveling up, shedding old versions, embodying new ones. You are becoming more defined, more focused, more aligned. Your aura feels sharper, cleaner, heavier with intention. It's not just curiosity. They're witnessing an emergence. This is why even strangers watch you with more intensity than they intend to. This is why familiar faces seem to study you instead of simply noticing you. This is why people who once underestimated you now hesitate before making assumptions. They feel the shift before they understand it. They sense that the version of you they once knew is dissolving into something more refined, more powerful, more unavoidable. And that sensation creates a psychological tension in them. A tension between admiration and fear. A tension between inspiration and insecurity. A tension between wanting to understand you and wanting to be you. They can't articulate it, so they stare instead. They observe, they analyze, they whisper, they speculate. They create narratives to explain the feeling you provoke in them. But the truth is simple. You've outgrown the frequency they're used to. You're no longer vibrating at the level where their assumptions, their projections, their insecurities, and their tired narratives once held weight. You've risen into a different wavelength, one where outdated dynamics dissolve on contact. And the moment someone senses that you're no longer within reach of their old frameworks, their curiosity amplifies into something sharper, more primal. They start watching you the way storm watchers study a sky that's too quiet, too charged, too unpredictable. Something is forming. They can feel it, and it has everything to do with you. People don't know how to handle someone who grows without announcing it. Someone who evolves without seeking applause. Someone whose upgrades happen internally first, then ripple outward without warning. They're accustomed to people who telegraph their transformation, who seek attention for every small step, who need the world to validate their progress. But you transform in silence. You refine yourself without spectators. You build yourself in the shadows. And when the results appear, they appear fully formed, unavoidable, and impossible to ignore. This is why their curiosity is mutating into obsessive observation. They feel like they're catching glimpses of something rare, something they don't want to miss. You've become the kind of person others track subconsciously, the kind they whisper about even when they don't understand what they're sensing. You've stepped into a stage of your life where your presence alone feels like a spoiler for a story no one else has read yet. They don't know the plot, but they can feel the momentum. They can feel the build-up. They can feel the pressure of something coming. People fear what they don't understand. And right now, they don't understand you at all. Not the way you hold your posture, not the way you regulate your expressions, not the way you speak so little yet say so much. They don't understand the way your intuition sharpens the room for you before your logic even catches up. They don't understand how you can be so calm in moments that would unravel them. They don't understand the way your silence carries more authority than their loudest voices. They don't understand how you maintain your boundaries with such effortless precision. They don't understand why their energy changes in your presence, why their ego retreats, why their anxiety activates, why their performance starts glitching. You are the psychological disruption their minds never asked for, but can no longer avoid. And here's the paradox that haunts them. The more they watch you, the less they feel like they know you. Every assumption they make contradicts itself. Every narrative they invent dissolves under scrutiny. Every explanation they attempt fails to match the intensity of what they feel around you. You are too intentional to be random, too composed to be lucky, too grounded to be superficial. They can't categorize you because the categories were not built for people like you. They're witnessing someone who embodies contradiction in a way that makes perfect sense. Someone who is soft without being fragile. Someone who is strong without being aggressive. Someone who is quiet without being invisible. Someone who is observant without being intrusive. Someone who is private without being disconnected. Someone who is confident without being performative. You disrupt the binary thinking they rely on to understand the world. You defy the shortcuts their minds use to judge others. You force them to admit that complexity exists outside of books, outside of theory, outside of self-help, quotes they memorized but never embodied. That's why their curiosity aches. You make them question things about themselves they were hoping to ignore. Some wonder how you became this composed. Some wonder how you carry so much without collapsing. Some wonder how you keep winning battles they never even saw you fight. Some wonder if you're aware of the effect you have on people around you. Others simply wonder what it would feel like to live even a single day with your level of self-awareness. And none of them will ever admit it openly. Curiosity wrapped in admiration looks like respect. Curiosity wrapped in insecurity looks like judgment. Curiosity wrapped in envy looks like hostility. Curiosity wrapped in fear looks like avoidance. Curiosity wrapped in desire looks like fascination. But all of them, regardless of the wrapper, are responding to the same core truth. You've become an energy they cannot ignore. You've stepped into a version of yourself that radiates without effort. And when someone radiates naturally, those who rely on artificial light begin to flicker. People will not say this out loud, but they feel the difference between electricity and candlelight. You are electricity. This is why the tension around you is increasing. You disrupt people's calibration. You throw off their internal rhythm. You cause glitching in their emotional software. Even their compliments feel unstable, like they're adjusting mid-sentence because they don't want to overexpose their awe. They speak to you with an unspoken caution, like they're aware they are being measured with a scale they didn't know existed. You don't intimidate them through effort. You intimidate them through accuracy. You read nuance without trying. You catch inconsistencies by instinct. You notice micro-expressions they didn't think anyone saw. Your intuition registers the truth long before your logic constructs a sentence around it. This level of perceptiveness forces people to operate more honestly in your presence. And honesty is uncomfortable for those who hide behind personas. That's why people whisper after you leave a room. That's why some avoid eye contact. That's why others stare too intensely, hoping to decipher something you haven't revealed. You are the unspoken exam they didn't study for, yet suddenly feel graded by. But the most fascinating part? You don't do any of this intentionally. It's simply the natural consequence of someone who has done the internal work that others spend their lives avoiding. You built yourself. You refined yourself. You stripped your ego. You faced your shadows. You learned your patterns. You confronted your cycles. You disciplined your impulses. You cultivated your silence. You mastered your emotional triggers. And now, the world feels the weight of that mastery. People are curious because they don't understand how someone can become whole without validation. They don't understand how someone can rise without spectators. They don't understand how someone can be selective without being arrogant, private without being distant, confident without being loud. Your existence contradicts everything they were told about how power is supposed to look. They were taught that attention is earned through performance. You show them it's earned through presence. They were taught that confidence is displayed through dominance. You show them it's displayed through control. They were taught that respect is demanded through authority. You show them it's given naturally to those who respect themselves. You are the alternative model they weren't prepared to encounter. And alternative models create evolutionary pressure. Their curiosity is not admiration, it's survival instinct. They're studying you because understanding you feels like understanding a future version of themselves. They hope they can still become. You represent potential they silenced. You represent strength they abandoned. You represent boundaries they never learned to enforce. You represent emotional intelligence they never cultivated. You represent the version of them that could have existed had they chosen growth over comfort. This is why they feel exposed next to you. This is why they feel nervous next to you. This is why they feel drawn to you. This is why they feel threatened by you. This is why they feel small or inspired, depending on who they are internally. And here's where things begin shifting into something much bigger. Curiosity does not remain passive. It evolves. It grows roots. It deepens into fixation, reflection, imitation, projection, transformation. People begin reorganizing their behavior around you. They start adjusting their conversations, hoping you'll think they're intelligent. They alter their tone, hoping you'll find them grounded. They shift their values, hoping you'll see them as aligned. They change their posture, hoping you'll view them as confident. They mirror your calm, hoping it makes them more appealing. Your energy becomes a silent instructor. Your presence becomes a psychological template. Your boundaries become a blueprint for theirs. Your composure becomes a standard they try to replicate. And slowly, subconsciously, inevitably, they begin orbiting you. This is not about ego. This is not about arrogance. This is about gravitational reality. Some people radiate stability so strongly, that others cling to them like drifting satellites, desperate for direction. But while all of this is happening externally, something else is unfolding beneath the surface, something they cannot see but can already feel. Their curiosity isn't just about who you are today. It's about who you are becoming. They sense expansion coming before you announce it. They sense transformation before you embody it. They sense your momentum and feel the pressure of it in their nervous system. And that pressure will only intensify from here. Because curiosity, once activated at this depth, does not stay curious. It becomes as anticipatory. People begin watching you not to understand who you are now, but to detect the slightest hints of who you are about to become. They study your stillness. They study your silence. They study the gaps between your words. They examine the way your eyes move as if every glance is a coded message. They interpret your energy shifts like seismologists predicting an earthquake. Fully aware that something is brewing beneath the surface but unable to grasp the scale of it. You've stepped into a chapter of your life where people sense your evolution before you speak it. Your energy has a prelude, a foreshadowing, a quiet rumble, signaling that a new version of you is forming. And that forming terrifies them in ways they don't have the vocabulary to articulate. They can feel the buildup of momentum in your presence, like standing near a storm that hasn't yet broken open, but already rearranges the air. You are the atmospheric tension they cannot ignore, the impending shift they cannot explain. And because humans fear the unknown more than anything, their curiosity deepens into obsession. They watch because they can sense that the version of you they once understood, the version they once felt comfortable categorizing, is dissolving into something too expansive, too intentional, too self-assured to fit inside the mental boxes they built for you. You are shedding an entire era of your identity, and people can feel it. Their instincts are sounding alarms. Their subconscious is heightening its awareness. Their attention is locking onto you with a precision that even they don't recognize in themselves. They don't know whether to approach, withdraw, admire, or fear. So instead they stare, they analyze, they hover in the liminal space between fascination and intimidation. And as you evolve, you create a psychological gap, a widening distance between who you were and who you are becoming. This gap confuses people. It destabilizes them. It makes them question their understanding, not just of you, but of themselves. They feel outdated next to you, not because you changed overnight, but because they stopped changing long before you even began. You are accelerating while they're stationary. You are expanding while they're looping through the same internal scripts. You are shedding layers they're still clinging to, and the contrast exposes the stagnation they've been avoiding. This is why their eyes linger longer now, why their conversations sound more cautious, why their energy feels more reactive around you. You represent the reminder that growth is possible, a reminder they resent because it highlights their own refusal to evolve. Your transformation is their mirror, and every step you take forward reflects the steps they never took. They can't look at you without feeling the weight of their own potential pressing against them like a truth they tried to bury. People are curious because you are becoming the person they once believed they had time to become themselves. This is why the attention is no longer passive, it's active, alert, tracking. You walk into a room and people pause mid-thought. You speak and conversations recalibrate. You express a boundary and people adjust their tone instantly. You offer a simple observation and it reshapes the emotional atmosphere. You withdraw your energy, and people feel the absence like a shift in temperature. You are no longer just a person in the environment. You are the variable that determines the environment. And here's the part they don't want to admit. Your evolution isn't loud. It's not dramatic. It's not chaotic. It's controlled, refined, and deliberate. That's what unnerves them the most. People are accustomed to messy transformations, breakdowns, emotional explosions, sudden changes, dramatic reinventions. But your transformation is different. It's subtle, elegant, intelligent. It doesn't scream for attention. It pulls attention. It doesn't demand validation. It creates validation. You rise quietly, and quiet rises are the most dangerous because no one sees the strategy until the results are unavoidable. Your growth has become a phenomenon in their reality. Not metaphorically, energetically, emotionally, psychologically. You influence the emotional climate of the spaces you enter. People perform differently around you because being near you activates dormant parts of their awareness. They speak with more caution because your presence highlights their inconsistencies. They listen more deeply because your energy encourages clarity. They behave with more restraint because your boundaries remind them of their own lack of self-respect. You're not trying to change people, but your presence forces them to confront themselves. This is the real reason you have so many eyes on you right now. You are a catalyst, and catalysts make people uncomfortable. You accelerate their self-reflection. You amplify their insecurities. You intensify their desires. You remind them of what they haven't done. You highlight the truth behind their masks. You expose the fragility behind their confidence. And the human ego does not know how to handle someone who is both a mirror and a mystery. But this curiosity, the kind that feels like surveillance, analysis, fascination, and fear wrapped together, always evolves into something else when a person continues to rise. It starts as observation, then it becomes speculation, then it becomes projection, then it becomes agitation, then it becomes fixation, then it becomes a narrative people obsess over because they know they are witnessing the development of someone who is stepping into a higher tier of existence. People can sense when someone is about to outgrow the roles they were assigned. They can feel when someone is entering a season of elevation that will leave others behind. They can sense that your life is about to pivot in a way that redefines your identity. They don't know the details, but they can feel the shift in your aura, the sharpening in your focus, the grounding in your energy. They feel like they're watching the prelude to something important, something that will change how they remember you. And because they cannot name what that something is, their curiosity goes feral. They start monitoring your smallest changes, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you withdraw, the way you appear, the way you disappear. They watch for signs the way people watch the sky before a storm, aware that something is building, unsure what form it will take, but certain that once it arrives, no one will be able to pretend they didn't see it coming. Your growth puts pressure on people. It applies weight to their subconscious. It exposes their limitations not through confrontation, but through contrast. And when people feel that kind of internal pressure, they react. Some rise with it. Others crumble beneath it. Some admire you. Others envy you. Some support you. Others gossip. Some seek proximity. Others create distance. But all of them watch. Because deep down, they recognize a truth they are too afraid to admit. You are becoming the person they secretly hoped would never exist. Someone who proves that excellence is not gifted, but built. Someone who proves that self-respect changes everything. Someone who proves that quiet confidence can outrank loud performance. Someone who proves that discipline creates results that natural talent alone cannot produce. Someone who proves that a person can rise without permission. And that realization shakes them. It shakes their self-image. It shakes their hierarchy. It shakes their comfort. It shakes their delusions. It shakes the illusion that life will reward them simply for existing. This is why the eyes on you are not leaving. They're multiplying. People aren't watching you out of interest anymore. They're watching you out of necessity. They're watching you because ignoring you would mean ignoring the proof that they could have been more than they allowed themselves to become. You are their contradiction. You are their reminder. You are their unanswered question. You are the living proof that growth is not a myth. But here is where the curiosity becomes something else entirely. Something deeper, something more existential. People begin to wonder not just how you became who you are, but how far you're going to go. They sense your potential like a vibration in the air. They sense your trajectory like a force pulling the environment forward. You have entered a phase where your future is louder than your past, and people can feel it. Your presence holds the energy of someone who hasn't even revealed their final form yet. Someone who has barely tapped into their full strength. Someone who is still unfolding, still sharpening, still refining. People feel the momentum building inside you, and it terrifies them because they know that if this is how powerful your presence is now, the future version of you will be unavoidable, unignorable, uncontainable. You've become the cliffhanger in their psychological storyline. They're watching, waiting, anticipating the moment when your evolution becomes impossible for them to keep up with. And some of them already know that moment is approaching. They can feel the distance widening. They can feel the elevation happening. They can feel your energy shifting into a new state of being. And that awareness triggers something primal in them. The fear of becoming irrelevant in the presence of someone who keeps rising. This is the final transformation of curiosity. Curiosity becomes reverence. Reverence becomes tension. Tension becomes surrender. Because when someone rises far enough, those who once watched out of judgment begin to watch out of admiration. Those who once whispered begin to fall silent. Those who once envied begin to study. Those who once resisted begin to accept. Those who once doubted begin to bow, internally, if not externally. You are stepping into an era where people's curiosity will no longer be about your past, your personality, or your demeanor. Their curiosity will shift toward one question. How is this person becoming this powerful this quietly? And once they realize the answer, that your power comes from self-respect, discipline, solitude, alignment, intention, and emotional intelligence, they will understand that nothing about your rise was accidental. Every part of your presence was earned. You didn't become magnetic, you became authentic. And authenticity attracts more intensely than performance ever could. People are not curious about you because you're mysterious. People are curious because you're real in a world addicted to artificiality. And when real rises, the world must recalibrate. You are the recalibration. The eyes on you right now aren't just watching your behavior, they're witnessing your becoming. And whether they admit it or not, they know one thing with terrifying clarity. This is only the beginning of what you're about to be. Your evolution is not slowing. Your presence is not shrinking. Your power is not fading. Your influence is not accidental. People are deeply curious for one reason. Your energy is announcing a version of you that even you have not fully met yet. And when that version arrives, the world watching you now will remember this moment as the quiet before the undeniable. You have a lot of eyes on you right now, and soon they won't just be watching. They'll be witnessing the rise that recalibrates everything they thought they understood. This is your emergence. This is your becoming. This is your inevitability. And the world is only now beginning to realize it.